This video has been sponsored by SimCity Build It. Since the dawn of time, roads have connected our cities, leading to traffic, accidents, and shady, scammy car dealerships. But what if there were another way? What about a city that relied on clean, pure mass transit instead of putrid asphalt? A city of trains. So after I've conducted a series of bizarre social experiments over the last few years and other failed attempts to create a utopia in SimCity, today I embarked upon the quest to explore this question in SimCity Build It. Trains are arriving in SimCity. I'll be very disappointed in you if you miss out on this opportunity. You can get one free train and one free station. And not even regular simoleons, no, but 3,000 rail simoleons by checking out the game at my link below. Build your own railway network, manage a fleet of trains, and earn more extremely valuable rail simoleons to upgrade your city into a splendiferous utopia. Without any further ado, welcome to the town of New Scammington, population 0. Unfortunately, the first thing we need to build if we want to get started and build anything else after this is, ironically, a road. So we're just going to have to build all these useless buildings and level up our town to 13 by bringing all of these people in. And 20,000 sims later, and we finally managed to unlock railroads for our town. Wowzers. Now that we've unlocked railroads, it's time to banish the roads back into the hellish asphalt inferno from whence they first emerged. And after we've gotten rid of all the roads, there's going to be this sort of awkward transition phase. Everyone is unhappy without the roads. And since the tax revenue in this game is based solely upon how happy everyone is with the government, this now causes the bizarre issue that the government can't collect any taxpayer simoleons to build the railroad with in the first place. So we're just going to have to play a Hail Mary and pick up every building in the town and put it somewhere else. Almost everyone is dead. Now that we've purified the town of roads, though, we can get started on the real challenge. A city that doesn't rely on roads. It all starts with 2 railroad stations, north and south. Run a track between them, and we've created our first public transit system. Wow. We still will need roads technically, just so that the buildings will still function, so we'll just have to wean ourselves off them as we continue laying the foundations of New Scammington. So for now, all of our roads will just have to be these baffling cul-de-sacs that lead to nowhere. And now that we've created this horrible set of circular roads just all around the town, we've got everyone to come back into the city and make a new home of New Scammington. But this new town isn't the way it used to be. Au contraire. No, we're going to need to start from scratch again here and build up our citizens' happiness with the joys of mass transit. Imagine going to work every day, but instead of getting into your stupid car, you get to ride on this. It's beautiful. We opened up several small railway stations to let our population experience the wonders of the flying sim, which, disclaimer, it doesn't actually fly, but it's still good. Then with enough rail simoleons, we were able to unlock the faster, larger, Wumbo-sized Llama Line 350. But don't ask what happened to Llama Lines 349 and before, though. We don't talk about that here anymore. And with enough people waiting in our railway stations, raring to experience the wonders of mass transit, it's time now to solve a few other problems that have been a thorn in our side up until this point. So realistically, how are we going to make this town functional, but without the use of roads? Right now, no one has access to water or sewage, or even basic civic services like fire or police departments. So instead of connecting all the roads, since that would be against the spirit of the challenge, we're going to use the entire city budget on constructing tiny civic structures to placate our residents and make them happier. Tiny police stations, tiny fire departments, tiny water towers, and tiny poop facilities. All of these designed to make our residents happier while still avoiding reliance upon noisy roads filled with traffic, pollution, and shady, scammy car dealers. Unfortunately, none of this works because our residents still demand more civic services as the town gentrifies and gets pickier. We're unfortunately going to have to extend our roundabout slightly to make people happy while keeping them far away from the poop and the dump. At last, after a series of compromises to placate our residents, we get to happy green face in the apartment building, finally fulfilling all of the services. At which point, civic happiness rises amazingly from 9% to 10%. Amazing. Not only will our residents be willing to pay us more tax money, but we can also engage in the collection of more rail simoleons from the commuters. Forget about your old regular simoleons. Those things ain't worth nothing here. We're gonna use these rail simoleons to unlock conductor hats, literal conductor hats, as well as, of course, more dozer blades to expand the town more. Now trains are infinitely more desirable than the streets because we made the roads not really roadways anymore, but just sort of like a chute for their poop and garbage. Now the only thing left to do, of course, is to just repeat and tile this design for every other residential zone in town. That means more tiny fire stations, tiny parks, tiny police stations, tiny power plants, and of course, tiny dumps. All just so that everyone will spend more time enjoying the fantastic mass transit, all of which pays for our mayor's goofy and excessive mansion. Our city begins now to experience the joys of common prosperity, all while being eco-friendly in the most unexpected way, honestly, by burning coal. Welcome to the city of tomorrow. Welcome to the beginning of the perhaps fully realized vision of New Scammington. Now that we've managed to consolidate the population around a few small urban centers, we can suck them out of their houses every day, using the proxy roads to offer them the minimum of preventing crime and fire, while sucking away their poop and garbage, all just to keep them alive. It's time to send off our population of happy, yes, finally, 88% happy taxpayers off to the sad factories where they produce lumber and steel girders and watch advertisements all day long before returning home to another exciting evening of paying the government to keep removing their poop and garbage and pump water and heat into them to keep them still alive for another day, just so that they could enjoy the wonders of mass transit the next day and the next day. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. I've positioned my mayor mansion and the town hall, which is basically the local IRS office, with a giant glowing gold coin hologram floating overhead, strategically in the middle of their commute, so that every day, as they ride by and stare on in another day to work, just so that they can venerate the mayor and witness the awesome power of their taxpayer rail simoleons at work. Hooray! New Scammington grows and increases to level 15, adopting a Department of Epic Projects. No lie, that's its actual name, to use turtle coins, which is basically a way to speed up the labor on a nationalistic scale to boost our common prosperity. All as we establish a multitude of small private practice medical offices to overcharge residents and commercialize their basic needs. We did it for the money. But while we're destroying our citizens' lives and forcing them to live in small, postmodern atomized jail cells, let's not forget what this challenge is all about after all. It's time to completely get rid of the roads and replace them with archaic proxies. Kill all the infrastructure, not only to be eco-friendly, but also to prevent them from escaping the city to go live somewhere else in a car. Cobblestone will do. Now that the exit is cut off, no one will be able to escape from the town in a car. And now that we've trapped everyone in our borders, it's time to vacuum up the remaining capital out of them by making them even happier so that they'll pay even more in taxes. That means more poop removal, more lumber, more steel girders. All that together is enough to afford more trains, bigger rail stations, and suck more people into the factories every day, where they'll watch more advertisements and experience even greater happiness and pay more in taxes and public transportation. Our population crests 50,000 as the town grows, and more people come in to make New Scammington their home forever. But maybe forever isn't enough. It's time to take this operation to the next level. Build more train stations, vacuum more people up out of their houses onto the trains, Not only is it patriotic to use mass transit, but it also supports the common prosperity of the town. Gaze in total rapture and wonderment at the majestic architecture of this modern railway station. Imagine riding a train called the Llama Line 350, but it's not actually a llama, with 159 other people all experiencing the miracle and wonder of mass transit. And this all could be possible if we just... Wait a minute. No, this wasn't supposed to happen. It looks like the flying sim is about to collide with the Llama Line 350. Well, I guess now you know what happened to the Llama Line 349, but don't go talking about it to everyone. Anyway, a big thanks once again to SimCity Build It for sponsoring this video. The SimCity franchise has always meant a lot to me making videos on this channel, so I do appreciate it. And again, I'll be pretty disappointed in you if you don't claim your free railway stations. So it does really mean a lot to me if you guys enjoyed this video and made it to this point. I would appreciate it if you click my link below if you want to check out SimCity Build It and the new Trains expansion. And as always, I'm Ambiguous Amphibian. A big thanks to my patrons, who are too vigilant on the roads to ever get snuck up on by car dealerships. Until next time.